All right, guys, welcome back to part three of our series that we're calling How to Make $1,000 a Month with Digital Real Estate. On our last video, we talked about building your list. And on the video before that, we talked about picking the city and the niche. I'm going to go ahead and silence my phone. Hold on one second. There we go. So guys, we're going to be talking today about part three of landing a deal. And that is instead of waiting for a website to rank, instead of building a website and then spending 4 to 6 months ranking it, paying for the hosting, paying for the tracking number, we're actually going to kind of cheat the system and speed this entirely up. And so today we're going to be talking about that. And what we're going to be talking about is how we can get leads today instead of waiting 6 months. And there is a process, and we're not going to go super into detail because that would be a long video, but we are going to go enough into detail that you guys understand this. Okay. So before we do that though, real quick, if this is your first video ever, and this is your first time on our channel, when we say digital real estate, we are talking about building simple websites and getting leads from these websites and then renting them to local business owners. Okay, so we call it rank and rent, which is typically building a website, ranking it, and then renting it out. So when we say digital real estate, that's what we mean. My name is Nick Wood. I've been doing this for 8 years. This is Francesca Ravanelli, straight from the Italian, what is it? The Italian grape farms or whatever. And the reason why I have Francesca on here, again, if this is your first video, the reason why she's on here is because she does 99% of the stuff with our agency. In 2021, at the very end, we started teaching other people how to do this model. We started our company called Digital Landlords, and I primarily spend most of my time focused on that. And Francesca has assumed the role of basically running the entire operation for us and our agency. And so I wanted to bring her on and talk about each of these steps, because with this specific example that we're doing, she is the one doing it. I'm doing nothing. Okay, so Francesca, welcome to part three of this little series that we're doing. So let's talk about, we picked our city and our niche, right? And if you guys haven't seen those first two videos, I want to just loop you in. We're not telling you which city it is, but we are going to do concrete. And we wanted to do concrete because Francesca came to me and she's like, hey, I found this really good area. And I was like, okay, where? She told me the city, and I was like, no, there's no way. Sure enough, we checked it out, we looked at it, and yeah, it works. It's actually a really good city. So that said, guys, the next video we built our list. We talked about building the list, and now we're going to be talking about getting leads. So Francesca, talk to us about this part three, step three. What are we doing here? How are we speeding this up?
Yeah, so exactly what we're doing in step three, right? I don't have to go backwards.
No, we're good. By the way, if you want to get caught up a little bit better, go watch part one, part two. This will be part three. It's going to be 7. We might make an 8th. It's either going to be 7 or 8 part series here where you guys are getting the in-depth. And by the way, this is not a virtual background. Your boy's sitting in Vegas right now, meeting with a friend tonight. So that and Francesca's sitting in good old St. George, Utah. And by the way, Francesca, just tell everyone that's watching this video that I think some people might think I'm very, by the way, is your computer about to die?
No, yes, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So we're not cutting this, by the way. We're not editing this. This is a one take and done. Do I have this much energy in person, or is this just a show?
No, you're like this, not worse.
Oh, tell them, don't lie.
I'm not lying. That's the truth.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Anyway, so I noticed that so I think some people like, oh, this guy's just doing this for the camera. No, this is just good old freaking Aguacito. Want to know something crazy? My computer just had low battery. So let's talk. Okay, so tell us about this. Tell us like what are we doing here, and then let's get into it a little bit.
Yeah, so we know that we picked a good city, has good volume. We have a list already of business owners. So now we want to go out and build a quick little site that's going to grab some leads.
Okay.
To hook some business owners, and then we're going to turn on some ads so we don't have to wait for an actual site to rank to close the deal.
Okay, so talk to me about this. And I obviously just want to ask this question because I know this is a natural question. How do we build a quick little site? Like what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so we built like a one-pager website. Can I say using what?
Yeah, of course.
using Weebly, so it doesn't cost us anything. You just buy a tracking number that few bucks per month, and that is the only thing you purchase. Then you build this one pager, meaning it's literally one page. Like the homepage doesn't have good quality content on it, doesn't have great quality photos. And then we set up some quick Google ads on it, and we run the ads and you get some leads.
So how long does it take you to build one of these one-page websites on Weebly?
Yeah, first time I did it, probably an hour or two. Now it takes me like 20 minutes.
Right, because now you just do. I think I don't even know the last time I personally built one of these. I know in the beginning I was doing them, but then I quickly had someone on our team do it. I think that was probably you, to be honest, back in 2020 when we started scaling this up. But so guys, once you get the hang of this, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, the first time might take you an hour or two, but guess what? It doesn't take you 6 months. You don't have to do a full page, a full 5, 10, 15 page website. The only thing you're paying for is a tracking number, and you guys can get that on Twilio. You can get it using what we just started using, which is the Rank and Rent Engine software. You can buy your numbers directly through Rank and Rent Engine. Anyway, so you do that, then you go to Google Ads, and so guys, this is the best part is, you know, with this business model, you have a website that has a tracking number, and then you push traffic to the website. Now, you can push the traffic however you want. You could push it with paid ads. That's what we're talking about today, which is one way that we like to do it. Another way you could do it is you could technically do a billboard. You could have a car wrap. You could stand on a street corner. You could go door to door. You just need to push traffic to a website. Why, Francesca, do we use Google Ads instead of why don't we just go door to door handing out flyers, say, visit this website? Why do we use Google Ads versus some of these other methods?
Because that's the one that's going to attract. Because when people are looking to get your service, are going to jump on Google. They're not going to look at a billboard. They're not, you know.
Yeah. Number one is these people, this traffic has buyer intent, right? That's why it's better than Facebook ads. That's why it's better than Pinterest ad. That's why it's better than whatever ads, first of all, inside of ads. And it's much better than a billboard or this or that and the rest. The other reason is it's quick. It's predictable. Francesca can go in, she can set up a campaign. It doesn't take her that long, and we know what to expect. Now, let's talk about the downsides of ads. For people that don't know, this is going to sound basic, but for somebody that's brand new, what are Google Ads? How does it work? Like when we say Google Ads, like what are we paying Google to do?
Yeah, so I'm sure you've probably searched something on the internet before using Chrome tab or whatever, using Google, and anything that's sponsored at the top, that's a Google ad. So anyone using that is paying Google to be up there.
Yep.
That's what a Google ad is. Now there's different types of Google ads. And yeah, we do one of them. I don't know if I'm allowed to say which one.
Yeah, you can say it.
We do search Google ads. And what was your other question?
You're making everyone think that I get mad at you for really, really random stuff, but no.
No. I just know.
Yeah. So what I was going to say though, and it sounds basic, Francesca, because we've been doing this for so long, but we have to remember that a lot of people this could be their first video ever. Simply put, you're paying Google, instead of waiting 6 months to rank on page 1, you're saying, hey, Google, I'm going to give you some money and I want you to put me on page 1. But here's the catch. Google you're not buying leads. You're not buying phone calls. You are buying clicks. So you get charged. If Francesca comes to me and I'm Google, I'm Sergey or Larry sitting in Mountain View or wherever these guys sit. I don't know, on a yacht. Maybe they're at Diddy's parties at this point. It's up for grabs. My guess is Sergey's been to Diddy's parties. My guess. Larry, he probably funded the baby oil. Just my guess. Now that we have a great short on that. If you guys want to check out our shorts, just a plug for those. We have a great one on Diddy. But we're paying for clicks. So Francesca comes to me, I'm Larry or I'm Sergey, and she's like, hey, I'm going to give you this money. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to charge you X amount of dollars every time somebody clicks on your ad, because I can't control if that person calls you. I can't control if that person decides to, ask for an estimate. All I can control is putting it in front of your face, and then hopefully you're going to call. So the downside is you get charged by click, which means you don't know how to run ads. You can rack up a quick, healthy, fat Google Ads bill really quick, and it can be a little scary. And so, Francesca, how much have we spent in ads at this point? I think it was like 1.46 million or something like that.
Almost 1.5. We're reaching 1.5. Yeah.
Reaching 1.5 million. So we want to give a few tips. Obviously, our entire strategy, our ad strategy, that's what we outline inside of our program. And guys, for those of you that are like, oh, you're not giving us all the information. It's like, there's no way I could. That's why we created the program, so that we can give you guys the entire detailed thing. So I saw some comments. I think it was on one of our other videos, and they're like, yeah, you didn't tell us exactly how to set up the ad. It's like, well, no, we spent $1.5 million to learn that strategy. You think that, like, first of all, I can do it in 20 minutes. Second of all, that's why we created the thing, dude. So anyway, let's give a couple tips on Google Ads though. You set up Google Ads, you push them to a landing page, and then you get phone calls. And then that's going to come into our next step on our next video, which is we're going to use those phone calls to go and get a business owner that's interested from our list, and we're going to hook them, put them on a trial, and then we're going to keep going with our steps. Okay. So this is the step where we need to get leads, right? Now, in theory, if you had, let's say you're a builder and you're doing, I don't know, concrete, right? You're doing concrete. In theory, if you're a builder and you had all these concrete referrals, you wouldn't even need to do a website or an ad, because you'd have the referrals coming in, and you could go to these business owners and you could say, hey, let me give you a couple jobs. You want to work with me? And then you could go and build them a website, and you could get the deal without even setting this up. But for me and you and everyone else that's just average, that doesn't have these plugs, we have to build this little landing page, and then we have to push traffic to it to generate the lead. But I will tell you, there was a deal that I got, a roof repair deal. My neighbor was like, hey, I know you're into lead generation. Do you have a guy for roofing? I didn't, but I said, yeah, I do. I think I just lied to him, or I might have told him, hey, let me find someone for you. Either way, I just said yes. I got his information. I called around and I was like, hey, I use the same strategy we're going to cover on the next one. And I used that lead to get my business owner on the hook. He went and closed that job, and I actually got the deal without building a landing page. Okay. So I want you guys to be creative, but this is the way that we do it: is we build a landing page, we run ads to the landing page, it generates traffic today. Alternatively, what most people do in this space is they're like, okay, I'm going to go into Arlington Concrete. And they're like, okay, cool. They go buy a domain, they go buy a tracking number, they go buy content or write content. They spend weeks building out this page. They spend months trying to rank it, right? They pay a Filipino overseas to do backlinks. They do all this stuff, and 6 months later, then it starts to generate traffic. There's a 6-month gap where nothing's happening. This is how we've been able to completely circumvent that system, get leads today, and that's how we were able to scale. And the best part is, guys, is we've done this. And let's talk about this really quick. On average, how much do you need to spend on ads to generate a client, would you say, or to generate at least an opportunity to pitch a business owner on working with you?
Yeah, I would say, obviously, take this with a grain of salt. It's going to depend on the city and the niche you're going after. I would say probably around 400.
That's to close a deal.
Yeah, that would get you to hook a business owner and get
And I would say there are times we've done it with as low as $50. There's times we've done it with $150. But let's say it costs you $150 to get to an appointment, and it takes you 3 different business owners before you close one. That's $400. And some of you guys are going to go, oh my gosh, that's a lot. That's nothing, because guess what? Once I get the deal, let's say I get a deal for $1,000 a month. I charge you today $1,000 a month. I just refilled all my $400. I got all my money back. Plus I have 600 more, and I'm getting paid every single month. So you literally make your money back when you close the deal. So the way I look at it, because it's a little scary in the beginning, is as long as I'm doing my ads correctly, which is why we train on it. We know how to do this. As long as I've set them up correctly, I'm okay. I don't even care if I have to spend $1,000 to get a client, because I'm going to get my money back. And I don't even think about it as my money. I think about it as I'm the bank. I'm using my money to get the client. And then you know who's actually paying for the ads, Francesca? The client. It's funny. We're calling them being like, yo, we're going to give you some free leads. You're actually paying for these, but you don't know that yet, right? But that's the truth, right? They're actually freaking Mark down the road in his F-150 with his BlackBerry that it's got the freaking gizmo case on it. He doesn't even know how to run. He's actually the one paying for his own leads. And he's like, this guy's really nice. He's giving me free leads, right? It's like, no, Mark, I'm going to stick you with the bill, bruh. Right? That's the best part is Mark's actually paying for it.
Yes.
Sorry, Mark.
That's the goal.
By the way, if you're a contractor watching this, and you want to learn how to get your own leads, you can either learn through what we teach, or you can reach out to Francesca and we can get you leads as well, but you're going to pay for your free leads. Sorry, that's just the reality, but that's how you have to look at it, right? You can't be scared about spending $400, but that's the strategy. That's part 3, guys. So let's review. Part 1, pick the city and the niche. We talked about that. Go watch that video. Part 2, build a list of hungry business owners. Part 3, get a landing page, get ads set up, start generating phone calls. I know there's probably going to be a million questions about this specific step. This is where a lot of questions come. And if you guys would comment your questions in the comments, we can take those and make individual videos and also reply to your videos. So if you have questions, drop them there. Anything I'm missing, Francesca?
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, there's obviously a ton of specific.
Of course. But this is step 3. In the next video, part 4, we are going to be talking about hooking a business owner. Guys, appreciate you being on this little mini series that Francesca and I have started and are going to create. And we'll see you on the next video.